What's up, fight fans? This is Kurtaville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Errol Spence. Errol Spence had this to say on his Twitter. Check it out. Father Time is undefeated. I don't see. Only matter time. He looks his age in the ring. Now, shout out to Renee, Counterpunch to you, for sending me this along with others. I mean, this ain't, I've seen this and it did make me question, but I knew without a shadow of doubt what it meant. And it's exactly the same thing I've been telling everyone about any other fighter that is a force, that is special, that is in their prime, that it's going to eventually fade away. It won't stop all of a sudden, but it's going to eventually fade. With great fighters, it fades. With good fighters, it does stop all of a sudden, because at some point you realize that all of a sudden you can't do what you used to do. Things are not working. Things are not clicking. Your reflexes are not the same. You're not responding the way that you know you normally should respond. And it's a sad thing, but it's a very revealing thing. It's a very realistic thing that happens, unfortunately. Okay? And who Errol Spence is talking about, he's talking about Terence Crawford. He knows. And it's basically a warning, but this warning should go without being said. I remember Showbiz the Adult did a video last year that I counterpunched. And he did say this. He said, if Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford did not happen last year, Terence Crawford doesn't beat Errol Spence. And see, understand this quote. Father Time is undefeated. I don't know, and I don't care, or I don't see. Only a matter of time he looks his age in the ring. He's saying that for Terence Crawford simply because he has heard that from somewhere else. And I already knew where it comes from. It comes from Al Heyman. Al Heyman knows. Don't worry about Terence Crawford. Father Time will take care of Terence Crawford. And if he keeps winning, he's probably good enough to beat any other fighter except you. Because you're that next stepping stone, and you're probably the guy that could replace him if only you would wait your turn. That's what Al Heyman's saying. That's why Al Heyman wants to take his time. That's why he wanted to push that damn fight over into this year, because he knew that's a better chance of Errol Spence winning that fight against Terence Crawford. Not last year like they agreed upon. They started talking in April of last year. Okay? April of last year. So in April, that means you couldn't get a fight that you started negotiating in April of 2021 in 22 to be made in 2022. Do you think that was a coincidence that they didn't want that fight in December? Of course it was. They wanted to drag Terence Crawford 14 months out. Okay? They want to drag him 14 months out like they claim Errol Spence was drugged, or should I say Sean Porter was drugged through in 14 months and making the Terence Crawford fight. They wanted revenge, people. They wanted to give the same thing for Terence Crawford like they did for Sean Porter. If that's the excuse that they're using. But here's the deal. Sean Porter ain't 35 years old. Okay? He's still young. He's still resilient. Yeah, he got married. So what? There's a lot of people that get married and have children. That don't mean they can't fight or do their job. Matter of fact, it gives them more motivation to do their job, because they know they have something at risk. They've created something. Now, they're not a loner. They don't live on their mom's couch. They don't have that. They got a house. They built something together. He got something to come home to. You know? His kids got to eat. His family got to eat. Those type of things. That makes you fight harder. And I seen that same tenacity in Sean Porter. But he wasn't 35 now, was he? No. But Terence Crawford, unfortunately, is. And he knows. And see, Al Heyman has told Errol Spence that, and Errol Spence is just sharing what he knows. Some smart guy, smarter than him, said to him. And he's regurgitating it. No problem. We already know that. And if you don't know, now you know. But is he wrong? No, he's not wrong. I know the game. Oscar De La Hoya played it. Bob Arum played it. Don King played it. Everyone played the game because they know, no, that fight ain't ready yet. You're not ready yet to beat that guy. That guy ain't ready. He ain't ripe enough. His fruit isn't falling that low. You know, it ain't ready to pick. It's still too far in the sky. When it's low hanging enough, we're going to pull it. You know, and I think that's what they're doing. I know that's what they're doing. Okay, so you can read between the lines why a fight that everybody and their mom wants to see can't get made right now. Why? Because the wrong person would win. The person with the money, the person with the promise, the person with the promotion, the person with the rest of the belts is Errol Spence. He's supposed to win, and we're going to make that possible. That's how that works. If he fights Terence Crawford and loses, what happens? They lose. They lose it all. Who are they going to run to? Tank Davis? He's too unpredictable. He might get in some shit like Mike Tyson did. Okay, so, but Errol Spence, no. That's our baby. We bet on Wilder. He lost. We got Errol Spence, though. Right? We don't have to want to depend on Boots Ennis because we don't really know him. He hasn't been tested enough. Errol Spence has been tested. Porter, Garcia, Ugas, Brook, right? He's been tested. So he's invested into Errol Spence. So to see him want to throw him in there with a guy that seems to still be damaging and dangerous and fast and quick, they know they're waiting Terence Crawford out. He may or may not be there right now, but they want to make damn sure that he is. Because the moment Terence Crawford looks bad, that fight will be made in 2 or 3 months. Guaranteed. 100%. Cut and dry. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this passage that Errol Spence had to say about you know who. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.